In this video, we're going to be recreating the purple space jam net lock. Yeah. So, and for it, we need our eyes, legs. This is the more like an antenna on the alien, on the nerd. The body, the pink is part of the body. This purple is combination of the head and the body. So we're going to be doing this together. Okay, so I'm going to drop the pattern for this. I'm going to write it on the screen. Yeah, so you see how we do it, and you're going to do this one too separately, and we're going to be attaching it. All right, I'm going to drop the pattern towards the end of the video, but for now let's focus on how we are going to join, and after the construction of all our parts where we need to join them. So I'm making use of a sewing needle and efficient line. Yeah, efficient line because I'm using 0.35 mm for it. So if you have something tinier, you can go ahead and use it. So I'm using efficient line because if I decide to, I have two colors there. So if I decide to use pink, the pink will show on the lilac. Okay, it's going to show, and if I decide to use lilac, it's going to show on the pink. So I want more like a neutral color, and the fishing line actually does that work very well. So that's what we're going to be using. All right, so this is me just trying to attach it to the body. Yeah, just securing a knot there. Yeah, so then I can now cover it. So let's make use of some safety pins to hold them in place, just like this. Yeah, just place them where you want it to be. Here. So there you go. So you can go ahead and use a couple of more pins. If you have a fist pin, if you have a tack pin, please go ahead and use it to hold it in place. So after you're done sewing them down, yeah, you can just go ahead to remove your pins from your work. Okay. Yeah, let me show you. Can you see? You can hardly see. You cannot even, not hardly, see the traces of that fishing line, and that's the magic I wanted it to work. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and sew in the remaining part. Okay. Actually, instead of doing the pink part separately, you could actually decide to, do the two together, like the lilac and the pink part. You're just going to be doing a tapestry needle and all that. So if you don't want this type of I said tapestry, yeah, you're going to be making use of a tapestry crochet knowledge that you have, if you have one. If you don't have one, please just go ahead and do this in this way. Yeah, so another thing we'll be doing is the eye. So that's the next thing we want to do now, to learn how to do the eyes and then the embroidery that is on it. But before we do that, I think we should just because you can see there's supposed to be the space of a nose exactly like this here on the head. So we need to fix that before we can know where to place our head. So let's just do that first. So it's basically just forming more like a zigzag. This is an alien. If you know a Space Jam negro. You see how their mouth usually is, so it's more like an alien. It doesn't look like a human mouth. So this would go, yeah. So I'm just trying to like go back to thicken the lines that I've done. So you can go ahead and do yours too like that. Again, I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook. So first we start with a slip knot for eyes. So once we start with slip knot, this is what we're going to have. Complete your slip knot with this. Alright, so now you want to go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 3 chains here. So I want to chain 1 more for a turning chain, then I go into the second stitch here and do a single crochet there. Go into the next one and do a single crochet there. Go into this one, do a single crochet. So that's the end of our first row. We have 3 stitches. Chain 1 and turn your work. You want to do 2 double crochets here, 2 single crochets rather, then go into the next one and do just a single crochet. Go into the next one and do 2, just as you started with, 2 single crochets in that stitch. Okay, you're going to have 5 stitches at the end of this row. Okay, proceed to our next row. We're doing 1 in the first stitch, another 1 in the second stitch, and the third stitch, which is like the center stitch now, because we have 5 stitches. You're going to do 2 single crochets. Okay, then 1 in the next and 1 in the last. Okay, so now we have 6. Chain 1, go to the next row, do 1 in the first one, 1 in the second one. Now we are doing 2 in the third one and 2 in the fourth one. Okay, so go ahead, do 1 in the second to the last stitch and 1 in the last stitch. So this is what we have so far. Okay, so chain 1, turn your work, do 1, 2 is going to be a regular row, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to go to the next row, which is row 6 now, and do a regular row as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so you chain 1. In our row 7, we're going to do 2 together, and this is how you do your 2 together. Go into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through. Go into the next one, yarn over, pull through. Okay, yarn over, pull through 3. Go into the next one. I'm going to be doing 4 single crochet. So 1, 2, the next one 2, then 4. So we're going to have 2 left. Then we'll do our 2 together again. Sorry. We'll do our 2 together again. So you have 1 and 2. Okay, close it. Chain 1, turn your work. So now we want to work all around this. So we start from here. Okay, sorry, we are not turning. After you chain 1, you go into the first row here. Okay, work a single crochet, go into the next row. single crochet the third row, single crochet fourth, single crochet fifth, single crochet sixth, single crochet, and the seventh, which is the last one. Okay, you do a single crochet in there too. Okay, so we just did single crochet at this side, so I'm just going to go ahead, instead of putting 2 at this corner, I'm just going to go ahead and do the next one. That's the second stitch on the first part, then going to the next one, which is at the corner of this one. Yeah, so now this one that I just did for the down part is also serving as the first stitch for the row here, because it's staying in row 1. So we'll go to row 2, do 1, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6, and row 7. Okay, row 7. So I'm going to skip this. This is the corner one. Going to the next one. Okay, and do a single crochet, another 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 one, which is the last one, that we slip stitch into where we started. Just do a slip stitch and over pull through, and you want to leave enough yarn to be able to sew your eyes, okay, to the body. All right, so this is what we have. Okay, so this is what it will serve as our eyes. All right, we're going to be starting with the magic ring. All right, so here what we have, so we're going to work 6 single crochet inside that same magic ring. 3, okay, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we can close it up here, and so for row 2, all we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 6 AC again. So what I'm going to do is slip stitch this one to our first stitch here, chain 1, and start with another row. Okay, so this is our first SC, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to go ahead to our first stitch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I'm going to go to our first stitch here and do a slip stitch. So that's like end of row 2. So for row 3, chain 1. So we're going to work 2 an increase here in the first one. Okay, in the first stitch. So in the second one, you just do one single crochet. In the next one, okay, I'm going to do, so we're supposed to do the first stitch, we did single crochet here. Okay, so in the second one we'll do another one. In the third one we'll put an increase there, 1, 2. Okay, so in the fourth one repeat that pattern, 1, and the next one put 1 again, and in the third one you put an increase. Okay, so that's 1. For row 4 and 5, I'm just going to be doing a regular 1 single crochet inside each of the 8 stitches, okay, for row 4 and 5. So I'll meet you when I'm done. So after making the legs, the next thing to do is to do this embroidery, the white embroidery on the leg. Yeah, so you can just watch I'm doing it. So just inserting the darning needle inside your piece, and then moving it from the center, that magic ring area, yeah, then going back and forth, you see. So we're just going to go back and forth, inside, bring it outside, just to form that. So depending on how full you want it, you can keep on going. It's just to give that illusion of that white patch. So once we are done with the rough patch and you're satisfied, just go ahead and tie your knot. Cut off the excess yarn and tie your knot before you cut remaining yarn. So still using the fishing line, we are going to use that to attach it to the body, yeah, that we have already. Okay, so and we are going to do this, and we're going to be very careful with it. Make sure it is tight. I'm still using the fishing line anyway, so for the sewing, so we're just going to sew the 2 legs apart. Yeah. For the bow tie, so this is what we have. So for the bow tie, what you want to do is work 7 stitches, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So plus your chain 1, then you start working 7 single crochets in those chain stitches, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. You chain 1, you turn your work, you start with this, chain 1, turn your work, do 7, chain 1, turn your work, then you end up here. Okay, so this is how you're going to achieve that. So once you're done like the here, because it's well secured already. So once I have this, to seal the ends. Okay. So once I have this, I'll just go ahead, because we're working in the middle. So I'll pick this, the 4th one. So that means I still have 1 2 3 here, then 1 2 3. So this one will be the middle one. Okay, just want to go in there and find the middle row. 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the 3rd one. I want to go in there. Okay, as you can see, I come out from here. Okay, so yeah, just make sure that this goes round. can see what I'm doing here. Okay, just to form your bow. Okay, so just pick the ends and I'll just tie it. Very tight one. Okay. Okay, there you have your bow ready. Okay, so for the embroidery on the eyes, in this case I'm using blue because I have a video of making the blue nerd before, so and it's actually the same thing. The embroidery is also the same thing, so you just have to watch this one. Okay, so this will give you like an aid on what to do, but you're going to be using lilac instead of blue. Then the black for the middle is still going to be the same thing. So once you're done, you can just, pass your darning needle to the back, cut off the yarn, and then tie as much as possible. Then cut off the excess yarn. Yeah. So now I want to incorporate the black thread just to fill the middle, that middle part. It doesn't have to be covered completely. Yeah, so just see what I'm going to do. I had yarn troubles here, so yeah, and the sewing needle, it was so difficult to remove. Okay, so let's just do it maybe once more. Pass it to the back. Okay, so this is what we have. So, and I think I'm satisfied with this. So we just go on to the other side and repeat the same thing on it too. So that we'll have our two eyes. So for the antenna, we want to do the antenna. So it's also the same thing. We'll be doing the same thing for it. So we're using black for the antenna. Then the eyebrow, we're going to be using lilac instead of blue, but I'll be using blue to show you what exactly to do. So for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to the second stitch and doing a single crochet, go into the next one, single crochet, into the next one, another single crochet, okay, to the next one, slip stitch, then I'll just pull out my yarn, and this is what I'll have. So I'm going ahead to cut this and use the lighter to just seal the end of the yarn so it doesn't come unraveling. Okay, so I'm going to do one more of this. So, and at the end I'm going to join it, attach it either by sewing or gluing to the head. So that's how we're going to do it for the head, for the lilac head. So it's going to be looking something like this. You can shaping it however you want. Yeah. Okay, so now let's go to the brow. We have to do the embroidery, and I think we've done that for the lilac before. So now the next thing is the tail. So for the tail, I'm going to be writing the pattern because while I was recording this, I realized when I was editing that I went off camera. So I'm going to put the pattern on the screen so you can see what I did. Yeah, you're going to be struck. You can either do your tail in different ways. You can just crochet it and then join to the back, okay, or just do directly from there. I tried doing it from there and it wasn't the best, so you can also try doing it then sewing it. Maybe that will be better. So that's the pattern on the screen. Just pause the video, go ahead and work the pattern, and then you have your tail. You can also modify it if you feel it's not looking like what you want. Please go ahead. All right. So yeah, so we want to attach our bow now. I'm still using the fishing line, so just pick the bow we made earlier on, and we're going to be attaching it to the neck area. Okay, insert your needle, bring it out. You want to put it in place where you want it to be, then draw your fishing line and insert it back. Okay, please take as much time as you want. So you can see yeah, that's what we are recreating, and you can see, so that's where we place the bow to. So once we are done with the bow, we can go ahead with other things, and this is how it looks after attaching the eye, the brow, and the antenna. Forgive me for that. And it's okay. So for our arm, You can see from when I showed you earlier on that the arm for this one was quite different. It was the same color. For the rest, they had black. Yeah, they had black on them. So you want to go ahead with your slip knot as usual. Insert it where you want your arm to be. Then bring it out. So yarn over, chain one to hold it in place. Okay, so now we're going into the stitches. Do a single crochet, go into the next row, sorry, I had to struggle with the bulkiness of the project. So going to the next one and work a single crochet in it too. So you have 3 single crochets on a row, so you can just go ahead, chain one, turn. So just continue doing that for about 3 to 4 rows. Then we are going to reduce. Okay, so this is the 3rd row. So I'm doing a single crochet here. Okay, another one in the next stitch. So I'm going to be doing 2 in the next stitch. I skipped the 1st stitch and did 1 single crochet in the 2nd stitch. So I'm now going to be replacing the one I skipped in the 3rd one. It's just for it to so that the arm would not be straight because it was curved. So for you chain one, once you're done with that round, chain one, then do 2 single crochet in the 1st one going up, 2nd one. Okay, then you do 1 more single crochet, chain one. Then we're going to decrease it to 2 stitches, do 2 single crochet together, then 1 single crochet in the next stitch, you chain, turn your work, 1 single crochet in the 1st, 1 single crochet in the 2nd, see, chain, turn your work. Then you're going to do 2 SC together. You insert you do the 2 crochet that you have, the 2 stitch that you have, until you have 1 stitch left. Okay, yeah, exactly. So chain 1, turn your work on that 1 stitch, then chain 1 so that we can fasten it off. So now you see it, the hem will not be straight, so you can adjust it this way. It looks this way because of the adding and subtracting of the stitches that we did. So this is what you're going to have. So you can see the correlation. You can see how the arm was done. So that was why I did it that way too. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do it for the 2nd one.